Hello there, and a very, very good evening. My name is Sean Mann. You are, of course, watching the Planet Cruise TV show. This is a show that's been running, I think it's nearly 8 years, and every Tuesday we bring you the hottest deals that are currently available when it comes to cruises. We've got 6 cruises tonight, and we have got amazing offers, massive savings. We've got drinks packages, river cruises, we've got a Transatlantic, we've got so much. We've actually got cruises for everybody. If you are a new viewer, I would love you to book your first cruise tonight, because I promise you, they are incredible. Talking of incredible, oh yes, I've got an incredible guest.
I think you'd have said the Incredible Hulk then.
Hey, oh, well, you know, you are looking butch tonight.
A stunning guest. There you go. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, mate. Yeah. Justin's with me every Tuesday, and I love Justin, because not only, I mean, you worked on the cruise ships for many years, didn't you?
Yeah, I spent 6 years with P&O Cruises, so all the majority of the ports that we're going to today, I've got some little personal tips, and that's the great thing about Planet Cruises. They employ specialists in their field, and everybody that works there, they've got a background in cruising or travel. So when you speak to the specialists on the phone lines, you're actually going to get first-hand experience. It's one thing to go to a travel agent, but what we give you is so much more. And indeed, we're actually top agent for a lot of these cruise lines, so we get the best prices.
And I'm right saying the biggest independent
cruise agent, yeah. So we get some of the best prices.
We do get some great deals, we really do. Anyway, should we
crack on? Yeah, let's crack on.
We're going to start off. My choice, I always want to book them all, I really do. But we're going to start off with Norwegian Cruise Line, so a company that I've cruised with twice, actually, on board the Norwegian Epic. And got to say, this is a ship that I always think looks amazing.
Yeah, the one thing with Norwegian Cruise Line is it's really fun, it's really vibrant, but the actual places that you go into, this is a classic Mediterranean cruise. You've also got a stay in Barcelona, and you've got a package that if there's any F1 fans out there, then you get to see next year's Circuit de Catalunya Barcelona Grand Prix.
I know Justin's a big Formula 1 fan, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah. But our great friend Keith Maynard, who I saw last week, actually, is here to tell you more about the stunning, the beautiful Norwegian Epic.
If your idea of a cruise is dim lighting, string quartets, tuxedos and ballroom dancing, then prepare to be challenged, because this cruise line is so laid back, it's almost horizontal.
Welcome to the most fun and relaxed cruise experience you're ever likely to encounter, where the entertainment never stops and the excitement just keeps on building. Welcome to freestyle cruising. Welcome to Norwegian Cruise Line. There's more restaurants than days of the week, and you can enjoy food from all over the world and dine and dress as you please. From trendy French bistros to steakhouses and sushi bars, Norwegian Cruise Line offers tons of choice. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, high carb, low carb, or gluten free, it's all covered.
Remember, this is freestyle cruising, so whatever your mood and whatever the occasion, there'll be a bar that fits the bill. With sports bars and whiskey bars, martini bars and champagne bars, alfresco bars and wine bars, bars with music and bars with sport, even ice bars. One thing's for sure, you definitely won't go thirsty.
Imagine playing Nintendo Wii on a 2-story high screen, or challenging a friend on the all-new Aqua Racer. Visualise eating world-class cuisine while acrobats tumble down on silks around your table. Or simply enjoying a beer as comedians make you smile at dedicated comedy clubs. Picture yourself singing along as dueling pianos compete, or settling into your own seat for one of the Tony Award-winning shows. Whether you're a single cruiser, holidaying with all the family, or planning a group cruise, you'll find something perfect for you.
Norwegian Cruise Line offers one of the widest selections of accommodation in the industry. There are exclusive suites where you have your own private sun deck, along with brilliant interjoining family staterooms that are cleverly located near all the kids' facilities. And balcony staterooms where you wake up to a different view every morning. But it's in the studio staterooms where Norwegian are head and shoulders above the competition. A private complex dedicated to solo cruisers with, most importantly, no single supplement.
What an amazing ship.
Yeah, really vibrant.
And great, as you saw there, for single passengers as well. Forgot to mention, by the way, we have got a brand new phone number, haven't we?
Certainly have.
Yeah, so jot this one down tonight. It's 0808 250 2662. So do jot that down. It's a brand new phone number for tonight's show. I think we're going to be exceptionally busy, actually. So, We've flown to Barcelona, haven't we, to start with?
Yeah, lovely, relaxing day at sea to start off with, and then we're straight into one of the biggest ports. We're talking Naples, because here you can go to so many different places. Let me just list the places that you can go. You can go to Pompeii, you can go to Sorrento, you can go to the island of Capri, you can go down the Amalfi Coast, you can go to Herculaneum, and you can go to Mount Vesuvius. Easy for me to say. But, you know, all of those great places, or you can just stay in Naples. It's the birthplace of pizza. Everywhere claims to be the original pizzeria. You can find some really good ones, especially if you like thin crust and really, really strong coffee. Then we're off to Rome. Now, one thing that I'd highly recommend with Planet Cruise, when you speak to the cruise specialist, they can book tours for you as well, and this takes out a lot of the time on board the ship, takes out the hassle, and you don't end up missing out on some of the tours, because with Rome you've got the Vatican City, you've got the Colosseum, you've got Spanish Steps, the Trevi Fountain, as you can see there, all of those wonderful things that you want to see in one day. Then we're off to Florence and Pisa. I absolutely love Florence and Pisa. Of course, the Leaning Tower of Pisa being one of the most famous places you've got to go and see, but of course you can go to the Ponte Vecchio Bridge as well. Lovely little jewellery markets around there. Also, around the town, you'll see a lot of the sculptures of David as well. So there's about 6 of them, so you can get your little selfie sticks out and get a photo with each one of them. Then we're going to one of the most glamorous parts of the Mediterranean. We are going to Cannes in France. It's the film festival. It is glamour.
Oh, it's really nice.
The only thing is, with Cannes, you're going to expect to pay a little bit more for drinks, but we're talking waiter service on the beach. And it's just one of those crazy things. And all I'd say is, celeb spots. When you're on the Côte d'Azur, you never know who you're going to see. I was actually just around in Villefranche, and I saw one of the designers from a very well-known department store. So every now and again, very, very long hair. Anyway, we'll move on. Play the game at home. See whether I'll reveal it at the end. Answers on a postcard. Then we're off to Marseille. Got a rich sailing history. So if you love maritime history, you're going to love this. Great fish, especially in the old harbour. A great place just to dine and have lunch, people watch. And then we're coming back to Barcelona. Now, this is usually where it ends. But this is where you disembark the ship and go to your 4-star hotel for a 2-night stay. Now, the thing is, in Barcelona itself, you've got all these wonderful buildings with the Gaudi architecture. You've got La Ramblas as well. Football fans, you can go to the Nou Camp, but this is all about an escorted Formula 1 tour to the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, to see the 2017 Grand Prix. Now, for those of you that are F1 aficionados, these are some of the old images, but already there's a lot of controversy about next year's regulations. So you will get a grandstand ticket in Grandstand N. Now, if you know the circuit well, that's about halfway through the circuit. You're going to be looking at about 160 miles an hour that the cars are going into this corner. And the great thing is, your grandstand is opposite one of the large television screens. So unlike other areas where you're like, what's going on? You see a car every sort of 30 seconds. You're going to see lots of action. And indeed, as you go over the top of this corner, it's a blind corner. Now, here's some of the Planet Cruise guys that will be with you. Not exactly these people. I don't know whether they're going to be there next year, but it's all guided and all hosted. So a fantastic experience. And again, remember, you've got that night in the hotel, you've got another day in Barcelona to enjoy this wonderful city.
Well, let's just recap. This is great, you know, let's just recap everything that's included. And first of all, you get a free all-inclusive drinks package for your cruise. So that imagine what that's worth. It is also, as Justin said, hosted by Planet Cruise, so there'll be a special cocktail party. I've done a few of those myself. They're a lot of fun. You get the...
A few cocktails at the parties.
The fully escorted Barcelona F1 Grand Prix experiences, where return flights based on London, Gatwick, and an extra 2 nights in a 4-star hotel in Barcelona. And the free drinks package, by the way, the all-inclusive on board, I should say, includes spirits and cocktails, wine by the glass, bottled or draft beers, and fountain soda and juice as well. The ID number for this one is 120395. And don't forget, we've got a brand new phone number tonight, which is 0808 250 2662. It's quite an easy one to remember, that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Great way to kick off, though, that cruise.
Oh, God,
fantastic price, and a cruise, a stay, and so much more.
Actually, when you were working out the value, when you broke it down, it's really good.
It looks around £134 per person for that first cruise. And when you think about that, 4-star hotel stay and tickets and the transfers from this season. The transfers just from Barcelona to the circuit were around 60 to 70 euros.
Really?
So that's all included. So that gives you an idea of the value in that package.
Well, talking of value, I couldn't believe this one when it came in. It's from P&O. It's on board the Britannia. Justin and I were on this ship a few weeks ago, and we fell in love with her. Now, you're going away for the best part of 2 weeks here, and I don't know how we've done it. So it's 829 tonight. But anyway, we're not the only ones that have been on board this fabulous ship. Our lovely Keith was there as well, so take a look.
Inspired by P&O Cruises' illustrious past, but designed very much for their fabulous future, this is the biggest cruise ship ever designed for the UK cruise market. Welcome to P&O's beautiful Britannia. One thing you will definitely notice on board Britannia is that there's an abundance of excellent deck space and oodles of sun loungers to help you worship. In fact, there are 4 main pools to choose from, including the adult-only Serenity Pool, a perfect place to escape to for some downtime while the kids are being looked after elsewhere. There's 13 different bars on board, 4 of which are out on deck, which means you can enjoy the sunshine or the stars as you sip your favourite tipple. The stylish new blue cocktail bar is the perfect place for a dirty martini, or there's Brody's. I love that place, and that's where P&O Cruises have introduced the biggest selection of British beers at sea, with over 70 to choose from, representing 56 different UK counties. The food is headed up by P&O Cruises' iconic food heroes. You can enjoy the taste of India with the Master of Spice Atal Kutcher's fabulous Sindhu restaurant, or savour mouth-watering gala dinner options and menus created by the godfather of UK cooking, Mr. Marco Pierre White. If you really want to spoil yourself, you can also book Eric Landlad's afternoon tea experience, or head to his Market Cafe. It's a French-style patisserie that features fine cheeses, antipasto, charcuterie, tapas and specialty breads. You can enjoy the live music, comedy, cabarets and game shows of the Live Lounge, or sit back for West End style shows in this fabulous new theatre, which features a stunning LED backdrop. Strictly fans also won't be disappointed with the elegant wooden-floored Crystal Room. It's dedicated to dance and the perfect location to rumble the night away. P&O Cruises have really pushed the boat out when it comes to the accommodation. There's a sumptuous range of boutique offerings to choose from, including well-thought-out single cabins to these incredible suites designed by Richmond International that come with your own butler. And all the accommodation on board includes flat-screen TVs, pamper packs from the White Company and bespoke artwork from British artists.
What an amazing ship. So we loved her, didn't we?
The thing is,
so
obviously,
sad getting off, actually.
I was with P&O for 6 years. That was sort of a decade ago, and it's great to see how the brand's progressed. They've kept their core values exactly the same, that Britishness about it, but what a level. Completely different level.
I mean, to be on her for nearly 2 weeks as well for this price, you were going to have the best time. I do think this one's going to be a top seller. What's the date again?
This is in March.
Could I do it anyway?
March next year. Well, you know, you think of it at the beginning of the season, you think, I want a little bit of sunshine away.
Yeah.
You can have as well an overnight in Barbados, which we'll tell you about at the end of the cruise, which is an optional. But yeah, you're going to be flying over to Barbados. This is your embarkation port, and straight away you're into a Caribbean destination. You're in to Dominica. Now, Dominica, everybody thinks Dominica. No, it's Dominica, and this is a small island. There's a fantastic beach called Champagne Beach, and there's also a national park as well, and they really celebrate their Britannica as well. I'd recommend actually getting one of the local tour guides and just say, you know, how many dollars can you take me out? Go around and do it, you know, sort of off the cuff, because that one's great. Then we're off to St Martin. Now, St Martin is Dutch and then French as well, and with that, you're actually going to be having a chance to get some of your fantastic duty-free products as well. Now, it's a very small strip, brilliant facilities. One tour that I'd recommend doing here is the America's Cup Yacht Challenge. Ooh. And you can get 2 yachts, and you go on there as part of the crew, and they teach you, and they'll say, right, OK, do this, do that, and you get actively involved in racing these 2 fantastic yachts.
So just to recap, where we flew into...
Started in Barbados,
yeah.
then we go to Dominica, which is Rosso. Yeah, that's the port. And then Philipsburg in St Martin. Then we're off to Tortola. Now, this is the Virgin Islands. And I tell you what, you can get a ferry across the Virgin Gorda. This is where you've got these incredibly large stones that, imagine like a pebble that you have on a beach, the size of a house. And you can actually walk through these sort of cave complexes. You've got Cane Garden Bay, which is great on the island. But my little top tip is go to Long Bay. Literally, as you go turn right for Cane Garden Bay, everybody goes that way, go left, and it's literally 3 miles of empty beach. It's fantastic. It's not necessarily great for water sports because it is Atlantic coastline, but the beach is fantastic.
Great for chilling and relaxing.
Oh, yeah, and, I mean, just look at that. It's just stunning.
These are the kind of cruises I love, by the way.
Do you know what's another really good thing to do in Tortola as well? Is go to Puss's Rum. Basically, the British Navy used to give you the daily tot. And anybody that's been in the Navy will know that you get your daily tot, and it was usually Puss's Rum. There's actually Puss's Bar that you can go to, and you have something called a painkiller. Now, they'll only serve you one of these painkillers, and you get like a little tin mug that you used to get the grog, the daily grog in, but they are incredibly strong. Also, I don't know whether it's still there, but this is going back 10 years. They used to have something called A Little Bit of Britain, not to be confused with the comedy series, and in the Caribbean, it's like an expats shop that you can go in and get Jaffa cakes, and other brands are available. All the stuff that you really miss, like Marmite, other brands are available. But yeah, you can get it in the Caribbean. It's fantastic. Anyway,
now you've then got several days at sea, and you will love those days at sea. You are on board one of the most beautiful ships in the world. She's so new. She's so exquisite in terms of design. Honestly, I've been on 22 cruises now, and we were actually...
I was just going to say to you, what was your favourite part? Mine had to be the cookery club, and you actually go in there, and they've got celebrity chefs and food heroes.
Yeah, and you can actually learn to cook.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But honestly, the days at sea will be amazing. But we're making our way over to Ponta Delgada, the Azores, aren't we? Again,
I'd highly recommend it. If you go in this distance, book a tour, because look at the scenery. You can go to these fantastic lagoons and craters. It is one of those days that you're going to get up early in the morning, you're going to go out all day, and you're going to come back, but guess what, you're coming back to a great ship, and you're coming back to, again, relaxing days at sea. So no need to get up early, just enjoy it. Go out on the promenade deck, get the fresh sea air, and of course then as well, on top of that, all of those facilities on board Britannia. She is a stunning ship.
Well, so a few final days at sea after the Azores, and do you know what's nice, you're back to Southampton. So one of the worst things about sometimes going to long haul is the long flight back, but you're making your way across there to Southampton.
I was just going to say, you said about long haul, why not actually add another night in Barbados and go out a night early for £79 per person? Now, where would you be able to get a hotel in the UK for that? You're getting a hotel in Barbados. You get a chance to go out at night. This is Bridgetown. They've really developed Bridgetown now. But at night, there's some fantastic places to go. Go to St Lawrence Gap. It's where a lot of the musicians were discovered that are from the island. Also, you've got the Ship Inn. You've got Harbour Lights. You've got the Boatyard. All places that are really great places to go for just that extra $79.99.
What I will say is I would book this one quickly, because you only need a deposit as well. It is deposit only. But bear in mind, you are on such a new ship that is so beautiful, and it works out a ridiculous £64 per person per night on this one, and you're going to get some great weather as well. Don't forget to give us a call on that new phone number, 0808 250 2662, and this is what will be included, of course, this Tuesday evening. So you're going to fly from London Gatwick. The flights are also available from Manchester or Birmingham, if that's better, from just £50 supplements. You get you're transferred back to the airport on arrival in the UK, of course, and as Justin just said, really worth adding an extra night in Barbados from only £79 per person. Now, we're going to move on to Royal Caribbean, but before we do, we're going to go to the phone lines. And I can honestly say we've got no idea what deal, and this is absolute God's honest truth, we have no idea what deal's about to be released, but a lady that does know is Amber from the Planet Cruise call centre. Amber, you there?
Yes. Good evening, Sean and Justin. It's Amber here.
Hello, Amber. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Very good. We're all here waiting to take the calls on this one because I've got an absolutely fantastic deal for you tonight.
Well, go on, tell us, because we've got no idea what it is.
A chance to experience the Mediterranean in luxury.
Right.
It's with Cunard Line on Queen Victoria.
Wow.
Departing on the 5th of November 2016.
Firework night.
It's a 10-night sailing and it's an exclusive to Planet Cruise, where the lead-in fare for an inside cabin is actually $589 per person.
For Cunard?
For Cunard Line.
10 nights?
So I think that's an absolutely amazing deal.
10 nights around the
price is
Mediterranean?
actually reduced by £150 per person at 8 p.m. tonight. So this is a brand new offer.
Wow.
So, and it includes the London flight to Rome and all the overseas transfers as well.
Oh, my word. Well, easy to remember, 5th of November.
Yeah.
Cunard. Did you say the Queen Victoria?
The Queen Victoria.
Wow.
You can get a balcony cabin as well for $789. So, again,
Amazing.
a fantastic price.
And did you say it's exclusive right now?
It's an exclusive to Planet Cruise.
Wow.
I'm sure this one's going to set the phone lines buzzing here
I
tonight.
think
It
will.
already sounds busy in the background.
Yeah, it does.
It is, yeah, very busy.
Amber, thank you so much. So we were told just before the show that you might be calling in, but we had no idea what it was going to be. That is outstanding. Thank you so much. We can remember that one.
You're welcome. It's lovely to speak to you both.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Amber. You're going to get back
Bye-bye.
to the phones. Bye. So 589, 10 nights, Cunard, Queen Victoria, the Med, including flights to Rome, wasn't it?
Yeah, and just think, though, sailing out as well.
I'm thinking with the fireworks. That would be
Out of
amazing.
Southampton, the Isle of Wight, that is going to be
Yeah.
an amazing sail away.
Yeah, but again, these last-minute deals or these, when things have just come down in price, they do go very quickly. Yeah, I'd like to do them all. You know what I'm like. Anyway, we're going to move on to, in fact, the first cruise I ever did with Royal Caribbean on board the Independence of the Seas. Yeah, I loved it. My very first cruise, and actually, we've got some vintage footage of me.
Is it black and white?
No, it's not that long ago. But yes, here I am trying out all of the great facilities on the Independence of the Seas. Don't laugh. Well, here I am on the Independence of the Seas, and can you believe that there's this absolutely huge rock climbing wall? I mean, how many holidays have you been on where you get to do activities such as this? Now, I'm going to give it a go. If I actually get to the top, I will be over 200 feet above sea level. I've never done anything like this before, so fingers crossed and wish me luck. On board, there's a state-of-the-art fitness centre with something for everybody. You may feel like getting on one of the many treadmills, overlooking the ocean and burning off a few calories. Or how about this? Maybe a fitness class, such as Pilates. And on board is even an Everlast boxing ring. So, whether you're an experienced boxer or a novice that wants to try something new, there really is so much choice. Well, as you can see, I'm just having an early morning jog. We're here in Cork and it's a beautiful, fresh morning. Between you and I, the food is so delicious on board and it's available 24/7 that I have had a few extra desserts and a few extra snacks, so I just thought I'd burn off a few of those calories. The jogging track actually goes all the way around the Independence of the Seas, and it's actually a real joy to jog here. So I've just done my first lap. That was about a quarter of a mile. I'm going to try and do 4, which will give me about a mile, so I'll see you in a bit. Justin was laughing away at me there.
The thing is, what you're not privy to is that Sean was telling me, literally, what did you think of the Flow Rider?
Oh, it was dreadful on it.
They made an announcement saying Sean Ryan is going to be on the flow rider.
And everyone was watching, and it was dreadful. It was, yeah, I was a bit embarrassed.
I'm kind of envious of that.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to try the rock climbing wall. I've always wanted to try the flow rider, and the facilities on that ship look fantastic.
I will say that if you're not a sporty person, because I wasn't great at some of the things.
But it's having a go, isn't it?
And you don't have to do any of them, because there's loads of other stuff to do. But it was fun, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. Anyway. We better move on, but she's a great ship, one of my absolute favourites, and a real actually favourite with our viewers. But this is a lovely cruise straight from Southampton, so you don't have to worry about any flights or anything like that. And the first day is at sea, but this is a wonderful 8-night Scandinavian cruise from Southampton. So we're making our way over to Stavanger, Norway. Yeah,
do you know what? This is a great itinerary. Great that you've got the select drinks package in here as well.
Oh, yeah.
And an overnight in Oslo. Now, your first actual port of call, Stavanger, as you can see here, is breathtaking. The architecture is completely unique. The cuisine is completely different. This is really where it's part of the country sort of mountain range, hiking, biking, but plenty of other things to see and do around the town as well. Really, really great way. Then you're actually going to be going into Oslo, straight in, big port. This is the capital and is the oldest city in Norway. You've got fantastic museums. In particular, if you're interested in Vikings, then you're going to love some of the museums here with some of the long boats. There's a sculpture park, which is incredibly interesting. It's one of those, in fact, that was just the sculpture park there. And also, if you like your artwork, it's also the home of the Edvard Munch's screen painting.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, do you know what, weirdly, we were actually in Norway when it was stolen.
Weird.
Yeah, all the ports were actually shut down.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, we were thinking, what's going on? And then we found out that it'd gone missing just the day before. So, great place. And an overnight there. I mean, again, this part of the world at night is just super.
And I've got to say, the time that you're going here, the end of June coming into the first week of July.
Land of the Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in springtime, but I've also been in July, and it's fantastic.
I've got to say, all you have to do is you have to get a bottle of your favourite poison and go up on board the deck, even get into one of the little jacuzzis and have a bottle of Prosecco or whatever, because it is eternal light.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You know, only sort of the sun will dip down towards the horizon and then back up again. Then we're off to Copenhagen. Now, Copenhagen is a fantastic port. You can walk into the town, which I'd recommend. You can actually see the Little Mermaid statue. Because, of course, Hans Christian Andersen's linked with the Little Mermaid. And then you walk into these wonderful, colourful buildings with the old traditional ships. Then you get into the main thoroughfare of the town. You've got fantastic shopping here. You've got some interesting museums. I will leave it at that. And you've also got one of the most important things. I can't move on from Copenhagen without mentioning Tivoli. It's like mentioning London, not mentioning Big Ben. Tivoli is one of the oldest amusement parks. It's got a fantastic roller coaster. It's got an exhibition of the Titanic. You've got music. You've got bandstands. It's one of those places you have to go to. You just got to do.
And then we have one more port, don't we?
One more port, Skagen. And do you know, this is a new one on me. I've never actually been into Skagen.
I haven't been to Skagen, no.
This is something new. It's Denmark's largest fishing port, and apparently the actual sort of harbour side, you've got all of the old fish warehouses which have been sort of modernised. So you've got this great cafe culture that you can go around, you can have some great food, you can have some wine, and again, just people watch. I think that'd be a brilliant port to finish off your cruise with.
And then a final day at sea on that amazing ship, and then back across to Southampton. So this is really nice, and as just mentioned, great time of year to go, but also you do get a select drinks package as well. So this is everything for just $829 tonight, with, of course, Royal Caribbean, free select drinks package or a soda package. Again, that could save you a lot of money throughout your cruise. Something that we often recommend, any cruise from Southampton, generally speaking, we've got a great relationship with the Meon Valley Marriott. So if you want to stay there the night before, you can do it for only £89 per person, and then you'll get all of your parking free and your port transfers as well. And you also get that overnight on board in Oslo. The ID number for this one is 113882, and only a deposit needed tonight. But bear in mind, you do get the drinks package. I think that is exceptional value from Royal Caribbean. Now, last year I was very lucky to cruise with Princess Cruises for the first time, and I loved them. I thought honestly, they were really, really good. And actually, this cruise right now visits a lot of places that I saw, because it's Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia cruise. Really good, and it's under £1,550. Now, it starts off, we actually fly to Singapore. We're there for 2 nights, aren't we, in Singapore?
Yeah, in a 4-star hotel.
Lovely.
And one of the things that's included with this is also a nighttime tour. This is 4 hours with dinner included, drinks at the Raffles Hotel, and you get to see some of the highlights of Singapore, not only the Pasar Malam, which are the night markets, but also the Benjamin Sheares Bridge. Of course, the second president of Singapore, and fantastic developments in medical history. Then on from Singapore, you are then going to be embarking on board your ship.
Hang on, don't cut my time in Singapore short. I just enjoyed that.
We've got lots to move on with.
But
no, some of the sites in Singapore, again, coming back to Formula 1, you'll probably recognise that. But to have 2 nights, you're going to acclimatise to the temperature, you're going to acclimatise to the time difference, and you'll get a chance to try out some great cuisine. Go down some of the noodle markets and try out some of those night markets.
And the tour that's included, that did include Raffles, you said?
That includes Raffles. Let me just take you through. So you enjoy dining by the river. You get to see the sunset. You get to see. You get to go to Raffles Hotel as well.
Very
the night
nice.
market, Benjamin Sheares Bridge. It really is fantastic.
On my cruise, you're only in Singapore 1 day, and I really wanted to stay longer, so you get the 2 nights there. Then we get on board the beautiful Diamond Princess. Here she is.
Yeah.
I really like Princess's Brand.
Well, do you know what? And the Grand Class ships are just iconic. They're a cruise ship standard in the industry. And, well, when I say standard, there isn't anything standard about them, because the range of food that you've got, from Italians to steakhouse, it is exceptional. You've got things like Movies Underneath the Stars, where you can watch some of the latest releases up on deck. Fantastic pools. That's not just one of the pools, it's one of the many pools. And again, it's the size of the ship is enough that you can actually find a quiet retreat. Of course, you've got the spa facilities as well to make the most of.
And again, people still say to me sometimes, oh, you know, our cruise ship's overcrowded, you know, will I get bored? You can never get bored, because these are floating resorts with so much to do. But as you said, Justin, they're always quiet areas. There are always, you know, places where you can relax and chill. But if you want some hustle and bustle, there are brilliant shows and always things going on as well.
I love the promenade deck in the day. I mean, the restaurants are fantastic. I highly recommend. A lot of people will go on board, and if there's perhaps a supplement for a really special night, they go, oh, I don't really want to pay anymore. Enjoy it. You've gone all that way, and some of the supplements they put on are just superb. I know P&O, which is the obviously very close links of Princess, they used to have the Indian nights, and with the culture that you have on board, the food was so authentic. It was brilliant.
So you're going to have an amazing time here. Anyway, let's show you where you're going to be cruising to. Some fantastic ports on this one.
Do you know what? This is where you just slow things down.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Because you go in to Koh Samui. This is probably one of the most popular island destinations in Thailand. You've just got tropical forests, beautiful beaches. Just drink that culture in. You can go some to the temples, but I think really you're going to be enjoying just those tranquil beaches. They are picture postcards. It's amazing. Now, how about we mix it up? We're going to Bangkok. Now, this is where the hustle and bustle is amazing. So, some of the markets that you've got are fantastic. You've got shrines there. You've got the Grand Palace. You've also got Jim Thompson's house as well, which was the American entrepreneur. It's actually the largest teakwood building in the world. And some of the collections that you've actually got is just fantastic. Then you've got a relaxing day at sea. And one thing I like about these big ports is you've got these days at sea to break things up. You need time to recover. Then we're going to Ho Chi Minh City. Of course, this is Saigon. If you love your musicals, then you're just going to be singing and humming the songs all the way through.
And I've got to say, I just love Vietnam. I love the people. You know,
I mean,
beautiful.
The mixture of the cultures as well. You've got old meets new. You've got pagodas. You've got the Mekong River. If you want to do some of the historical stuff dating back to the war, then you can go and see the tunnels where the Viet Cong used to use. But again, it's as much as you want. You can just dip your toe in. Then we've got a nice relaxing day at sea before we go to Singapore. And again, another great chance for you to just take that time to enjoy one of the greatest places in this region. Then we go to Kuala Lumpur. Now, Port Klang is about a 45-minute drive into the actual main city. This is probably two of the most iconics. Of course, the mosques there, and then the Petronas Towers. The Petronas Towers has got one of the best shopping malls in the bottom of the towers. And then about 50 floors up, you've got the Sky Bridge, 520-odd feet in the air. Get there early, though, and again, you need to make sure that you book that. If you're going to go all that distance, you're going to go to Malaysia, you're going to go to the Petronas Towers, make sure you do the Sky Tower, because it is really something not to miss.
Now, our next day is in Penang, isn't it?
Yeah, Penang. Now, legend has it the actual island was actually helped cleared by the owner of the island basically firing a cannon with gold coins out into the shrubs and the undergrowth. And then all the local villagers combed through the undergrowth and got rid of all of the plants and the weeds to find these gold coins. I don't know whether it's true or not, but it's fantastic.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
One thing that I'd love to do here is go to the Penang Butterfly Farm. You've got over 100 species of butterflies. And again, there's such a delicate region where you've got this tranquil nature and this spirituality. I think butterflies, you've got that feel about it. I don't know. Then we're going to Phuket, and this is iconic. This is where they filmed The Man with the Golden Gun. You've got these iconic pillars and statues out in the ocean, and again, crystal clear waters, emerald green. There's plenty to do here. You've got some exotic drinks, you've got fantastic customs. I mean, just how could you not enjoy that? Hey? With Scaramanga, a knick-knack.
I'm realising as well, you get to see so many wonderful and different places in this one holiday, don't you?
This is
really good.
Yeah, relaxing day, seeing them back into Singapore. And I've got to say, you know, I love the fact that Singapore's in the middle, just to break up. You've got two cruises there, back to back. And you've got that stay included as well with the nighttime tour. All of that, and it works out at £97 per person per night.
Well, just to recap there, the price is starting at $1,549. As Justin said, you get the 2 nights in the 4-star hotel in Singapore. And that amazing tour as well. You also get your return flights based on London Heathrow, but as ever, we can generally find you flights from most UK airports. Just ask us all about those. Price-wise, well, yes, we start at $1,549, but I would honestly, I'm just looking at the upgrades there, for just, what, £100 more on the 1st of March, you could actually upgrade to an outside. And I've actually stayed in a mini suite with Princess, and they are very, very nice. If you can stretch that, you get an awful lot more room. The ID number on this one is 102810. But I can honestly say I've actually stayed in inside cabins, outside balconies and mini suites, and the accommodation is always really good on cruises.
You know, you're just saying there, if you look at that itinerary and what's included, you'd expect £2,500,
yeah, you would.
So the price of the mini suite, if that's what you're expecting, you're thinking, actually, hang on, we're getting all of that for £1,500, £97 per person per night. I'd just go for the mini suite, because if you were happy with that, what a great way to travel.
You do get, say, an awful lot with Planet Cruise, you really do. Anyway, I may have been on 22 cruises, but I've yet to experience a river cruise. It is on my bucket list right now. I've actually got a Viking cruise for you. I will let you know, we've already had some sellouts on this one, just to warn you. But it's a lovely cruise with massive savings tonight. But let's give you an overview of where you're going to be seeing with this one. So have a little look. So we get to see, on a river cruise, you get to see an awful lot of places, don't you? It's constant changing scenery.
And you know what, the pace is just great. I mean, you've got all of these wonderful places like Bruges, you've got Amsterdam, you've got Rotterdam, Antwerp, Ghent, all these great places that you wouldn't traditionally go on an ocean cruise because you can't get there. And that's the beautiful thing. You've got a smaller, intimate cruise with only a couple of hundred people. The staff on board are fantastic, and the ships are actually designed for the actual area that it is. So it really is fantastic.
So massive save on this one, $989. But let's talk you through Viking Cruises and what they capture when it comes to beautiful, beautiful ships. They are one of the market leaders, aren't they?
Oh, definitely, and including, you know, I mean, you've got 8 excursions with guided audio tours. You've got all of your breakfasts, your lunches, your dinners. You've got a welcome cocktail reception and dinner party as well. Free Wi-Fi on top of that. And on board, there's a fantastic, what they call a culture curriculum. So you actually learn how wooden shoes are made, how windmills work, the political landscape. well, Holland's 17th century craze of tulips. And on top of that, you can get to sample some fantastic Dutch cheese and their sort of version of gin. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So you'll really enjoy that.
I tell you what, didn't the ship look lovely there?
Yeah.
Really nice.
And that's the thing. You
really
are literally
nice.
looking out of your window, and the scenery is there.
Yeah.
It's not ocean.
And whatever room you book tonight, every room has a river view, doesn't it? So we fly from the UK to Amsterdam, don't we?
Yeah, and then this is your embarkation port, but also depending on what time you arrive, you might want to actually go on out. I mean, Amsterdam at night is fantastic. It's a very, very safe city. Of course, there's the cafe culture that you can go and see. You can do some window shopping at the right time of night as well. And maybe if you actually want to, then you'll perhaps want to go to Anne Frank's house as well, do some of the cultural side stuff. But save some of that, because after breakfast the next day, you'll actually get to embark on a canal tour, which is a glass-top boat, and you can see the city in a completely different light. You return to the ship for lunch, and then you've got free time to visit the Anne Frank house, or perhaps go to Van Gogh's museum, or just go down some of the neighbourhoods as well. That evening, you're going to be dining on board the ship, and you depart in the evening, sailing away whilst you're having dinner. So all of this scenery is going to be amongst you.
Got to say, those the tulips and all the flowers look great as well.
Oh yeah, you'll get a chance to go to the Keukenhof as well a little bit later on. On to the next day, day 3, which is Hoorn. This is actually just off the IJsselmeer, which is the inland sea that you have here. And actually, early morning, it's worth getting up, actually, because it's a really lovely little ancient village. There's a lovely little bar just off to the side of this, and go in there and see your South African. That's what, just trust me on it. Just go in there and see your South African. You'll be very, very welcome.
Have you noticed that Justin always knows where all the bars are? I've noticed that. Seriously.
Just say, you don't speak Afrikaans, but you're from South Africa, and it'll be fine. But what you're actually going to be doing on this fantastic day is you get lunch on board. You get a guided tour in the morning as well. Sorry, I missed that. A guided tour through the cobbled streets, and you'll get to see some of the cheese warehouses, and you'll get to see sort of Holland's golden age of production. Then lunch on board, and a chance to visit a local bakery for souvenirs as well. Now, there is an optional excursion that you can go off to as well. We see some of northern Holland as well. And again, you're departing at night and cruising through the night over the IJsselmeer. Now we're going into Arnhem, and we're going into the Netherlands. Now, you've got a fantastic visit to a 17th century royal family residence. Then you're also going to get a guided tour through the furnished rooms and beautifully landscaped gardens as well. Then you're back on board for lunch. So, again, all of this comes included, your tours, your lunches. There's an optional tour as well that you can go to a battlefield as well. So if you want to see some of the military history, then you can do. And then, of course, setting sail early evening. Now we're off to Kinderjik, and this, again, you're going to have a tour of an 18th century community. You'll learn how the windmills were built. You'll get to see how the windmills actually help control flooding as well. And again, this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You have lunch on board, and then we're off to Antwerp. And, well, let's just say Antwerp, some fantastic pubs and breweries and cafes, amongst other things. Day 6, you're actually in Antwerp, and you get a half-day tour featuring the cathedral. There's some fantastic altarpieces in there as well, and an old market in the Grand Square. So that's definitely something to see. You might want to perhaps pick up some diamonds as well if you're feeling a little bit rich. Then we're off to Ghent. Now, of course, this is Bruges. This is one of the oldest towns in Flanders, the actual region of this. You get to see the Church of Our Lady with a famous Madonna and Child, sculpted by none other than Michelangelo. And also, I mean, the canals around here.
Yeah, they're really nice.
And the chocolate. I mean, if you just go into any of the local cafes, it is exceptional as well. You'll have lunch on board, and then, of course, you're going to be cruising on to Rotterdam. I believe this is Rotterdam, or it could be anywhere. Liverpool or Rome. I just had to. I couldn't resist it. I couldn't resist it. But no, Rotterdam in itself, you get a fantastic tour of the region. You're going to get to see the Delta Works. You're also going to get to see how they protect the area from floods. And the Delta Works, if you're interested in engineering, like the Suez Canal or perhaps the Panama Canal, you'll love this. You're going to rejoin the ship, and you're going to be sailing throughout the afternoon, and then you've got dinner on board that night. The way in which they've rebuilt this after the Second World War, it is so modern, it's just exceptional. Then we're doing an overnight on board in Amsterdam, but you're going to get a chance here in the morning after breakfast to visit the amazing Keukenhof Gardens. It's the world's largest floral park. And it's just, if you love tulips, it's literally just fields and fields of tulips and hyacinths. It's amazing.
Well, let's. I really like the look at that one, don't you? First of all, drinks are included with lunch and dinner as well. All of those free excursions that Justin talked through, they're there as well. And you even get free Wi-Fi. So, again, it does represent amazing value for Viking tonight. Huge savings off the brochure price. Return flights based on London. And just to mention, they ship differs slightly just depending on departure date. And here's a sample of what is included with Viking. So breakfast, lunch and dinner all served on board. House wine, beer and soft drinks as well with lunch and dinner. Excursions included in every single port. Complimentary Wi-Fi as well. Overnights on board in Amsterdam. And you can visit the stunning gardens for the scenic springtime views. And this is what this is all about. You know, if you are into your plants and flowers, you're going to see some amazing, beautiful gardens. Price-wise, and we've already had some sellouts, I do apologise. We have now sold out of the later dates in March. Every one of those has gone with the Riverview. We've got the 18th and the 21st available. The other rooms, the French balconies, the veranda, and the veranda suites are still available right now, but it is selling very, very quickly, this one. And it does work out, in terms of price, around about £110 per person. Bear in mind, such is included, and your flights as well. I think you'll agree. Absolutely outstanding from Viking. And we have got a few other ones available, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Yes, let's just share these with you as well. So, we have got there, say, some other cruises starting at just $995 with the date, the 26th of March. So if you are interested in those, give us a call right now on 0808 250 2662. Yeah, I do fancy having to say, I've not done a river cruise yet, but you know my holiday allowance is not very good, Justin, you know. No, it's not.
Oh.
Get the violin
The
out.
trouble, the
yes.
toil.
Yes. If only I had more holiday.
Come on, we got another cruise.
Right. Now, final cruise is with Holland America, 5-star.
Crack the whip.
Yeah, sorry. 5-star luxury. And this starts off, it's a wonderful Santiago to Buenos Aires cruise with several stays as well. But it starts off with a flight from London Heathrow to Santiago, and we're actually there in a 4-star hotel for 2 nights, aren't we?
Yeah. And this is really one of those things that is absolutely superb. There's a great tour that's included with this as well, which is a winery tour, and you'll get to see one of the greatest vineyards and, well, the houses of wine, which is the Concha Toro, which the famous Casillero del Diablo. I have to say that in a very, very bold accent.
Didn't you?
Do you know what, though? It's one of those things. This is really what put Chile on the market. And you'll actually go to see the mansion, which was the summer residence of the family. You'll get to see the Devil's Cellar as the Casillero del Diablo. And, of course, what has made Chilean wine what it's known as today. You also get all of your coach, obviously, guided services, and you get wine and cheese tasting as well. So there's great opportunities there to do that. So that's included. It's about 4 hours, that tour as well. Yeah, yeah.
I love a good winery tour, don't you?
Yeah. Now, I love the transfer port on this. You're actually transferring from the hotel to Valparaiso. This is a great port, and there's a great revolving restaurant that serves some fantastic, unusual dishes. If you find it, you'll like it. But 14 nights on board this ship is absolutely stunning.
Well, let's have a look, actually.
Yeah, well, you're going to start off a nice, relaxing day at sea, and, well, who can't enjoy this Vista-class ship? This is actually based, it's a platform. When I say about the Grand-class ships, Vista-class ships, this is actually the sister ship in class to one of the P&O ships, so the spa on board is superb. You've got the thermal spa there where you can dry off on the heated beds there. Great outdoor areas, many a deck party have been enjoyed there, and of course the gym complex up at the front, and then of course a great atrium as well. But it's where you're going. You've got a fantastic relaxing day at sea, and then we're into Porto Montt. Now, in the background of this, you get snow-capped volcanoes. You've just got this wonderful, immense. I mean, it
let's
really
have a look,
puts you
actually,
in perspective.
I'll be honest, this is an area of the world that I've
never been?
Never been, no.
Be really lucky to actually go around Cape Horn, and well, you'll get a chance to do this on the wild. You know, I was saying about snow-capped volcanoes. Take a look at this.
I mean, yeah, amazing.
It is just breathtaking. There's actually a lot of German communities that have actually settled in this region around the Second World War. Really, really interesting history, so I recommend that you actually look into it. Now, we're off to Puerto Chacabo. And this again, you've got cliffs, you've got waterfalls. It is just, well, it's that perfect melting pot, really, where you've got all of this wildlife and nature. You've actually got the National Preserve as well. You've got fjords around here, so definitely look at going here. This is what they call the Northwest Gateway to Patagonia. So if you do love your outdoor activities, then some breathtaking scenery.
It must be so relaxing.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned fjords. You're going to get to see some of those, but day 8, day 9 and day 10 is very much that. You get a chance to go through the Chilean fjords. You get a chance to go through the canal. You also get the Strait of Magellan, Punta Arenas, Cockburn and the Beagle's Channels. Of course, all of this history with Darwin's famous voyage and going through the Beagle Channels after it was named. And then you get to see that wonderful glacier you saw there at the end, which is Ushuaia. It is the most southernmost point in the world, the biggest city there. Of course, also famously, well, the Belgrano actually set sail, which of course we'll come to touch on in the Falklands when we get there. But Ushuaia, you can do optional tours here. You can fly down to the South Pole. Highly recommended that you do these things when you're travelling this length. But now you get chance on day 12 to cruise Cape Horn. What an experience. You get this fantastic 5-star luxury on a Holland American ship, and you get a chance to go around. I mean, look at all the places you're going there.
You've done that, Justin, yeah?
Yeah. And well, done both capes. And it's great to be able to say that. And on that day, when you go through some of these fjords, and Ushuaia as well, you get the ice fields. Now, everybody's thinking, hang on, ice, cruise ship, doesn't go down too well. We all know how this is going to end. It's one of the most safest parts. And the great thing is they actually pull up lumps of this ice on board the promenade deck. And in the morning you think, oh, that's going to be melted in a few minutes. You go around by lunchtime and it's still there. It's absolutely amazing. But you're going to get a chance to move on then to go to the Falklands.
Falkland Islands, yeah.
Now, this is, if you love penguins, you've got Bluff Cove, Sparrow Cove, you've got a rockhopper colony here as well. So whether you want to see emperor penguins or king penguins, this is the place to go. Also, of course, we can't go to the Falklands without talking the history. If you do want to go to see some of the battlefields as well, then you can do. I know certainly lots of people that served in the forces, when they do go out there, they like to visit it.
I know you've been seeing and doing a lot, so you've got a couple of days at sea just to chill out and enjoy that 5-star luxury, of course, with Holland America. And where are we going to next?
We're off to Uruguay, of course.
Oh, we are,
yeah, we can't mention this without touching on football. There's actually a fantastic football museum here. Of course, I must admit, I'm not a massive football fan, so is it Luis Suarez? I recognise the name. Famous Uruguay, yeah, exactly. And of course, they've won 4 World Cups, so I suppose they're not doing too bad compared to our one. So if you do love that, but also great winemaking region as well. So if you want to go on some of the wine tasting tours, then you can do.
And now we're making our way over to Buenos Aires. We're actually overnight on board here, aren't we?
Yeah, but you also finish this off with a fantastic tango tour. So over these 2 nights, of course, the daytimes you want to go and see Buenos Aires, I'd recommend that you go to the local cemetery and see the Eva Perón grave. Now, this sounds strange. If you've never actually been to an overground cemetery, this is something that's celebrated in these cultures. Research it, go and see it. Go to one of the gaucho shows as well, which is the the Wild West riders of the region. But a tango show. And just to clarify, you get the night on board, but then you get the 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel and the tango show. And the tango show.
So you do get some really good quality time in Buenos Aires, don't you?
But you get one of the best tango shows because one of the famous musicians that actually created the famous Argentine tango, certainly sound-wise, you actually go to the local restaurant, one of his favourite local restaurants, and see a tango performance live.
Now, sadly, we were going to give you an idea of what the tango looked like, but we haven't got time, have we, Justin? Because we're both very good at the tango.
And it takes 2.
But this gives you an idea of how beautiful this 5-star ship is with, of course, Holland America. I think it's, again, I mean, I know I've said it on every cruise night, but they're all really well priced, I think you'll agree. So under £1,900. Return flights based on London Heathrow on this one. And you are going to get that 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Santiago with the winery tour that Justin mentioned. And then at the end, an extra 2 nights in a 4-star hotel in Buenos Aires with that tango show included. Now, again, we've had a few sellouts. The Neptune Suite has sold out on the 22nd of October, but we have got everything available on the 19th of November and the 4th of March 2017 as well. Let me very quickly, I don't know where the time's gone as ever, just recap the 6 cruises that we had tonight. We started off with Norwegian Cruise Lines, and this is, of course, the 9-night Escorted Barcelona F1 Grand Prix and the Mediterranean cruise under £1,200 on that one. The ID number is 120394, and it does include those fabulous tickets for the F1 Grand Prix. Then I think an amazing offer with P&O. Bearing in mind you're away for nearly 2 weeks. It's a Caribbean Transatlantic cruise back to Southampton. 829 is your price tonight. Only deposit needed, but it will go quickly. The ID number there is 97655. 829 for that one. Wow. Then one of my favourites. You saw me on board her. Yes, the Independence of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean International, I should say. And I will say that the ship is lovely, but this time of year as well for the fjords is really good. You know, the end of June coming into July. 829 is the price. The ID number there is 113882. And you get a free select drinks package. Then we moved on to the Diamond Princess with Princess Cruises. 60 nights, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia there. A cruise from Singapore. And bear in mind, you get to see some amazing places. 1549 is, of course, the lead price on that one. And you do get the 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Singapore there. The ID number there is 102810. Then that wonderful river cruise with, of course, Viking. And you're going to get to see those beautiful tulips, the windmills, of course. The lead date there is the 18th of March. Again, we've already had some sellouts on that one. 989 is the lead price. I think you get an awful lot as well. Bear in mind, you get drinks on board with lunch and dinner, free excursions, and, of course, free Wi-Fi. ID number there is 121863. And then finally, last but by no means least, Holland, America there. 20 nights Santiago to, of course, Buenos Aires, and starting at under £1,900. New phone number tonight, don't forget, do jot it down, make a note of it. It's 0808 250 2662. And don't forget, if you haven't found anything you like tonight, well, Planet Cruise can find you any cruise with any company. They can make it bespoke and add on extra stays in hotels, change the flights, so they can honestly find your perfect holiday. Justin, thank you so much. I thought I had some great options there. Always
a pleasure. That really was a great collection of cruises. And if that there is not what you like, phone up our cruise specialist and they will find something for you.
Well, thanks to everyone that's watched. I hope you book a cruise tonight. I'm trying to pick my favourite. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. Just take a year out, book them all. Anyway, we'll see you soon here with, of course, Planet Cruise.